Hello everyone, it's Destiny, and for the past week, I have been working on the cutest dragon, Durin. I absolutely loved Durin's trailers, and I've been super excited to start building Durin. Before we get into today's video, I would love to know if you pulled Durin yourself, and if you did, how have you been enjoying him so far? And also, are you excited for any of the characters coming in the next patch? Firstly, I'm super excited. They showed some very cool characters recently. I'm super excited for Columbina as well. Lastly, if you would like to see more Genshin content from me, consider subscribing to my channel. Leave a like to support today's video, and now let's get straight into it. Before I started building Durin, I of course had to pull Durin. And the summoning session for Durin went well, as I did win my 50-50, but there was one heartbreaking issue with my pull session. I only got one Yehoda along the way, and this just broke my heart since I love her design. And she just has so much funny facial expressions, especially when I played the event with Aino, Anefa, and Yehoda. I really liked Yehoda in that event, so I was really hoping to get some consolations for her, but unfortunately, she did not want to come home after her initial visit. I also decided to pull for Durin's weapon, which was not great, to say the least. I lost on the weapon banner, and I got one of these spears here, and then I had to do multiple 10 pulls to finally get his weapon, which I was happy when I got his weapon, but at what cost? For day 1, I was able to acquire Durin and his weapon, and I also leveled him up to level 40. And here are also some goals that I have for my Durin. I would like to get Durin to level 80, get his weapon to level 80, get his talents as high level as I can, ideally skill and burst to both level 8, and I would also like to try getting him a decent build. For day 2 and 3, I primarily worked on beating up this new robot boss to get Durin ascension materials, which this robot was pretty easy to farm. I was able to farm books for his talents as well, and I worked on his weapon. By the end of day 2, I was able to get Durin to level 60, weapon level 60, and talents each level 4. While working on ascending and leveling up Durin further, I ran into an issue. I was broke. I only had around 300 Mora to my name, and I didn't see a nearby bank to take out a loan of 3 million Mora for my Durin build. So I did have to farm some ley lines to upgrade Durin, and throughout day 4 and 5, I primarily worked on getting the necessary Mora and materials to ascend Durin to level 80, as well as getting his skill and burst to level 8 as well. This did require me to also fight the weekly boss and hoping for any dream solvent drops to convert weekly drops if need be. And the boss that Durin needed his weekly materials from was a boss that I am personally not the biggest fan of, which it's likely due to me not knowing how to fully tackle this boss's mechanics. But if you have any tips as to how to have an easier time to clear this boss, I would love any help. Aside from the pain of the Natlin weekly boss, collecting Durin's materials he needed has been going pretty good so far, aside from running out of Mora from time to time. When it came to his talent books, I did pre-farm some of his talent book materials already, so those weren't the biggest hassle to upgrade, aside from hoping for the right material drops when it came to the weekly boss material and the dream solvent. So by the end of day 6, my Durin was level 80, weapon level 80, and I had his skill and burst at level 8. But there was one little problem. Well, maybe a big problem. I wasn't too sure what to do for his artifact. While Noblesse would be a great set for him, I wasn't too sure if farming the pieces and spending a bunch of fragile resin for this domain would be worthwhile. I was also considering the factor of maybe there could end up being a new artifact set releasing for Durin in the future that may end up catering more to his kit, so it made me very unsure as to what to do for his build. I did try using the strongbox for some artifacts, and I got some decent pieces, but unfortunately, not enough ideal pieces to make a strong 4-piece set for him, and when I did roll some of these pieces, it didn't go that great either. So in the end, I decided to give him some pieces that I already had on my account, and while it's not an ideal 2-piece set, at least he would have level 20 artifacts to use. And also, if he does end up getting a new set in the future, then of course I will farm that a bunch for him. But if that doesn't end up happening, then I'll keep using the strongbox and hoping for better pieces. But unfortunately for the artifacts, it was a bit rough, especially after the strongbox attempts not going the greatest. So my Durin build is pretty random at the current moment. I would love to know if you all think I should just farm the Noblesse Domain to get a strong 4-piece set for him, or if I should maybe wait for a future patch or two, or just keep using the strongbox when I can. Aside from this though, I'm still pretty happy with the progress Durin has so far, consisting of his level, weapon level, and his talents. I also did the witch's homework, which I thought these little quests were pretty cute as well. I like the little story quests attached to each character, and along the way I upgraded Sucrose as well as Fischl to now be able to take advantage of their new Hexerai buffs. So now Durin will be able to get the bonus from having another Hexerai character alongside him. And now Durin is ready for me to try out, and I want to try him out alongside my Flins. So for my team, I'll be using Flins, Aina, Fischl, and then Durin. We'll be able to take advantage of the Hexerai buff, as I do have Fischl and Durin on this team, which does require at least 2 Hexerai characters, and then we'll also be able to take advantage of Ascendant Gleam as well, since we are using Aino and Flins on today's team. We're going to fight the Knuckle Duckle right here, and with Aina we'll use her burst, Fischl will skill, and with Durin now we'll use his skill as well as his burst, and we are in white mode, and boom, there we go. 240k right there. Oh my gosh. My Flins does not normally hit that hard on my account, so that was pretty exciting right there. Thank you, Durin. And now we can probably go beat someone else up and see how that goes. And the little cat right now is literally me. I'm just like, oh my gosh, 240k. I'm telling you, my Flins on my account doesn't normally hit that hard. That definitely was very cool to see. Okay, now let's fight this enemy right here. So we'll use our skill, then burst, then with Durin, we're going to burst right here. And now Flins, boom, 200k. And boom again. Wow, we're just literally destroying these bosses here with this team. I love it. Flins is just having the time of his life right now. I mean, he doesn't look like it, but I'm sure he is. And of course, Durin here is helping out with our damage output. Let's see, let's go fight someone else. Let's try fighting this enemy right here in Natlan. All right, so we're gonna use skill, then burst. With Fischl, we're going to skill. With Durin, we are going to get hit in the face apparently. And now we'll just use our burst. 260k, I think that was. Maybe? And boom! Okay, 248 once again. Flins is literally destroying these bosses. I love it. We need to find the next boss to beat up now. We're gonna try fighting this enemy right here in Stygian, and unfortunately we don't start off with our burst, so that is something we're gonna have to try to play around. But what we'll do is just use our skills when it feels safe to attack. And with Aino here, I believe she's about to get her burst. There we go. We're gonna use her burst. Now with Durin here, I'm waiting for his skill, and boom, there we go. Now we can use his burst once again. With Flins, now I can just attack like so. All right, another skill, burst, and boom, there we go. We did pretty decently, I would say. And yay, let's actually see if we get anything good here. Let's see, please give me something good for today's video. That's not great. This has Elemental Mastery main stat, so honestly, I'll take it, but I'm not the biggest fan of the sub stats, unfortunately. All right, let's fight this other Nod Krai enemy here, the Radiant Moonfly. We'll use our burst, official skill. With Durin here, we will, oh wait, I don't have enough energy for his burst. Okay, there we go. We're going to burst with Durin. And now we're going to attack here with Flins. 248k once again. And yeah, we just absolutely destroyed that boss with no issues. Durin Durin's nicely helping out their damage output here, and also my account does not have a Nefa unfortunately. Whenever she gets a rerun, I will be pulling for her, but it is nice to see my Flins deal more damage now with the addition of Durin, as well as using Fischl on this team and taking advantage of their Hexerai buffs. And when it comes to my overall thoughts on Durin, I really like how he has a lot of team flexibility. For those that may be looking for a character that is able to offer them a lot of team flexibility with what type of teams he can be on, Durin is definitely able to provide that for teams. And even in the case of my Flins here, I was able to add Durin to this team and be able to deal more damage as a result with the available characters I do have. Since my team before this was Flins, I know Pookie and then Sucrose, which that team is still fine of course. The damage output on this team was noticeably higher, at least on my own account, so I was very happy about that. And after building Durin now for about a week, would I say he was worth it? I personally love Durin and I also really like his kit. So I would say absolutely for me. And once again, I would love to know if you personally pulled for Durin, and if you did, how have you been enjoying him so far? Or if you plan to skip Durin, who will you be skipping him for? I hope all of you enjoyed today's video though, and if you did, do make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support today's video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.